We're here talking to Mr. Shawn Townsend, the president and CEO of the Metropolitan Restaurant Association here in DC.
Yep.
Let's walk around and talk. You guys are the center of attention because of, the National Guard being here.
Are we?
Yes, you are. That's why I'm here. What's going on with the restaurants? I hear they were down. They picked back up a little bit, but still, there's caution.
I think that, August is the slowest month for our folks here historically. And so we do Restaurant Week. And I think Summer Restaurant Week this year just landed at the best time for our folks because, August 11th, Trump made the announcement. And we saw presence later in that week. And the very next Monday was Restaurant Week. Now, during that time, we had heard that reservations dropped. I think Open Table put out some data, and we heard from some folks that the foot traffic was much worse than they had expected, even for August.
Yeah.
And then going into Restaurant Week, we saw folks come out. I think there was a lot of work done on the messaging of supporting the industry, and people came out. And I think Restaurant Week was a success, so much though that we extended it another week. And so we hope that it was the lifeline that it always is every year.
So you're hoping that it helps?
Yeah.
But I hear when I speak to people, they're like, I don't want to go out.
Yep.
I don't like the presence. And I ask people, especially young ladies, I said, do you feel safe here? And they said, yeah, I felt safe before, but I don't feel safe now with all this presence on the street.
Yeah.
Which is, you would think it would be the other way around.
And that's a legitimate claim that we hear from some folks. In fact, our friends in Maryland and Virginia, we're concerned about that foot traffic and them not coming down to DC and tourism as well.
Yeah.
But I think that that's a small percentage of people who are choosing not to come down here. And I get it. Look, checkpoints are a thing. And, I think folks don't want to be caught in checkpoints, and they're concerned about, just seeing this presence like this. And I get it.
Well, even with that, without the added National Guard, tourism in the United States is down.
Yes.
Europeans are not coming. A lot of Europeans come to Washington, D.C.
Yep.
Europeans are not coming as much. So it's not just the restaurants, the business owners we hear. The hotel we're in is not, it seems like it's empty.
Yeah.
I'm generalizing. We talked to Uber drivers and I said, how you doing? He goes, oh man, it's slow.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? We don't like the National Guard on the street.
Yeah.
It has an effect, even if it's, I don't know, is this some people's psyche?
Yeah, and I think that's part of the challenge, is trying to figure out how we can best support our folks. And it's not just restaurants. I'm a DC resident, and I want to make sure, one, that I'm safe, my wife's safe when we come outside, and I think that we've all kind of done stakeholders. We've all kind of put in the work over the last couple of years, but that doesn't mean that the intention of the federal government being here does not support the work that's already been done on the ground and still being done on the ground. But are we concerned about ICE, grabbing folks up and our workers not showing up? And I think there's a heightened level of fear. Absolutely, we are concerned about that. And I think the mayor has, this is tough navigating here. And I think the mayor has done that to the best of her abilities under the circumstances, trying to get us some clarity on the mask and what's allowed and what's not. And just, we are all frustrated at what's happening. And I think what she's trying to make the best of it and get us out of this.
She's in a tough spot because she has to act like mayor and governor, but not with a lot of autonomy, because the federal government really has a lot of sway over what happens in this district.
I think you're 100% right. And I think that there's this misconception about the reality of the position that DC's in right now. We're not a state, right? So when the mayor signs off on a bill here, it has to go to Congress for 30 days, right? So it's not like in Illinois where when the governor signs it, it's automatically law. Mm-hmm. It's totally different.
Support comes from Delete Me. Look, I have been in the public eye for a very long time, and one thing that I've learned is that your personal data is always at risk of being exposed, sold, or used against you. Now, even if you're not a journalist or a public figure, Your name, your phone number, your home address, even details about your family can be bought online by anyone. That can lead to scams, harassment, and identity theft. Now, I've had moments where people dug up more information about me than I was comfortable with, and I can tell you it is unsettling. Privacy isn't just a luxury, it is protection. So Delete Me makes it easy and safe to remove your personal information from data broker sites that profit off of your family. They do the heavy lifting for you, scouring the web, submitting opt-out requests, and keeping your data from resurfacing. So take control of your privacy and keep your life private with Delete Me. And right now, you can get 20% off your plan just for being a listener. Text DON to 64000 to get started. That's DON, D-O-N, to 64000. Message and data rates may apply. Support comes from Mint Mobile. Now, listen, nothing kills summer vibes faster than opening up a wireless bill that looks like a second rent payment. Now, your phone should be connecting you, not draining your wallet. That's why I love what Mint Mobile is doing. With Mint, you get the same reliable coverage and high-speed data that you're used to, but for a fraction of the cost. And right now, they're offering new customers 3 months of unlimited premium wireless for just $15 a month. My team has tried it out, and you wouldn't even know the difference between the big carriers and this one. Calls are crystal clear, data is fast, and the service is every bit as strong as those big carriers. The only difference? The price. So this year, don't break the bank for your phone bill. Make the smart switch. Go to mintmobile.com and grab 3 months of unlimited premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's mintmobile.com/DonLemon, mintmobile.com/DonLemon. I need to tell you that an upfront payment of $45 is required. Limited time offer for new customers only. Taxes and fees are extra, so see Mint Mobile for details. Thanks to all of our sponsors. You mentioned something that made me think, this does have an effect on the workers. People don't think about that.
Yeah.
And some people, I'm sure, maybe they're undocumented or who knows, or maybe they are Latino and they're just worried about,
it's a big part of our community, huge part. I mean, I know folks that, went from busboy or server to owning a restaurant, to the chef and owner of a restaurant. And so the immigrant community, they are the backbone of our industry. And right now, I can tell you that there's a lot of fear and a lot of concern to the point that some workers are leaving the country. They're going back to their homeland. Some workers are not showing up to work. I have some operators who are paying their workers to stay home because they don't want to leave the house. So they are calling them Ubers, and folks are carpooling back and forth to work because it's a real concern. People are scared.
Wow. What would you say? The president had one of those like little impromptu press briefings or photo ops in the Oval Office, and he said, "Oh, people are coming and they're thanking us for have the National Guard here. The restaurants have never been busier. Business is booming."
Yep.
And what do you say to that?
I want to thank his friends for coming back out to restaurants.
Yeah.
Because we need the support. I'm on the ground and I'm hearing a number of different things. I'm not going to get in the back and forth with the President of the United States. Absolutely not. But I think that folks hearing our messaging and hearing the concern that our community has around restaurants not doing so well right now has pulled the community together, and we are
right here
supporting restaurants the best that we can right now. I mean, the message is, DC's open. DC was safe before August 11th. It'll certainly be safer, moving forward. I think, the mayor and the chief of police have both said crime has gone down even more since this has happened. So there's no doubt about that.
What would you like to see happen?
I would like to see specifically the federal government stop detaining the immigrant community, our workers, to be more specific about the restaurant industry, we need our workers. And I would like to see them, if they want to pull somebody over, ask for their ID.
Due process.
Identify themselves.
Due process, yeah.
That's it. That's all we're asking for. If there's a violent criminal on the streets of DC and there's some question about whether or not this person should be roaming the streets, all for it, absolutely. But they need some type of due process. It's just not fair.
Since you guys have kind of been the test kitchen, I know, I guess every pun intended, LA a little bit, but you've been sort of the test kitchen for having the National Guard here and what happens to the restaurant life, the nightlife, and all of that. Do you get because now he's saying he's going to send troops to Chicago and then also Baltimore. Does anybody ever call you for advice, any of the other restaurant associations or business leaders?
We speak frequently,
what are their concerns?
Colleagues, and, I think concern is, what's happening to our industry here. What's happening to the restaurants here? I'm truthful about it, I think there's a concern about the optics of it. And then I think more importantly, what our members are telling us is that there's this heightened concern around what ICE is doing to the industry.
Yeah. Do you think it can recover if they continue to do this? Because I see some places, even where I live, the restaurants they're like, we can't get workers. The workers are gone.
Well, one thing I know about DC's restaurant scene, we are resilient. We will adapt to anything. So this is not anything new. We have been in circumstances similar where we've had to work with the federal government. DC's, half transient, right? People come in here every 4 to 8 years and leave.
Right.
So we're used to playing ball.
Some gyrations, having turnover, right?
Yeah. We got it.
Yeah.
We got it. We'll be okay.
I hope so. Shawn Townsend.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.